In today's video, we will be conducting a relative humidity lab.
I'm Clint Hahn. I'm out here at Grand Bay this morning. I was out here looking for some creepy crawlies. Man, I noticed it's kind of sticky out here. So what does that mean to be sticky? Well, I'm thinking about humidity, relative humidity, how much water vapor is in the air.
The rate of evaporation from the wet bulb is our indicator in this experiment. When there is no difference between the two thermometers, then relative humidity has reached 100%.
So what I've got here is a type of psychrometer.
A psychrometer is a type of hygrometer consisting of a wet bulb and a dry bulb thermometer. The difference in the two thermometer readings is used to determine atmospheric humidity. Here are items that you will need for this experiment. You will need to use two thermometers, with one being dry and the other being wet and used as a wick. You will need a bottle of distilled water, and you will also need a relative humidity chart or table in order to analyze your results during the experiment.
And this is something really cool I like to do with my students. It's a lab. I could even do it in the classroom, but I need to go outside with my students to do this. And what we're gonna figure out, and we're gonna compare it to a gauge, then I'm gonna pull out my smartphone and see how close we are.
This experiment is part of the STEAM activity. What is STEAM? A STEAM activity is a lesson that covers one of the core STEAM subjects: science, technology, engineering, art, and math. STEAM activities are an integrated approach to learning that encourages students to think more broadly about real-world problems.
All right, so let's take a measurement on humidity. So I can get the little, what I did is I carried a bottle of distilled water with me. So this thing is composed of a wet bulb and a dry bulb on two different thermometers. And that's kind of unique. And when I spin it around, I'm gonna get two different temperature measurements. First of all, what I wanna do is I wanna swing this thing for 15 to 20 seconds. And I'm gonna take a measurement. Dry bulb is right at 70, and my wet bulb is right at 56. And see, the trick is I want to take a couple of measurements. I want to do this 3 or 4 times. Pull out my slide rule that came with my kit. This makes it very easy. All they got to do is slide it back and forth and pay attention to their arrows. I just put those two measurements over the top of one another, and it tells me I'm right around 40% humidity for my water vapor saturation in the atmosphere, standing right here. Our gauge is a little bit higher. It's saying about 45.
This experiment may need to be repeated until the wet bulb reading is consistent.
And now let's see what the weatherman tells us. The humidity this morning, they are saying at 35%. And that's in Valdosta, Georgia.
A hygrometer is an instrument used to measure the humidity of the air or a gas.
When I look at humidity, that could tell me a lot of different factors.
This experiment may be used for calculating percent relative humidity, dew point, or saturation temperature in absolute humidity. Absolute humidity is measured using the pounds of water per pound of dry air.
You start integrating math into that, and then that's a good thing because then I get my math aspect of STEAM.
Time for some review questions. Question 1. What type of device is the psychrometer? A. Hygrometer, B. Digital thermometer, or C. Anemometer? A. Hygrometer. Question number 2. What is it called when there is no differences in the rate of evaporation between two thermometers? A. Dew point, B. Absolute humidity, or C. Relative humidity? A. Dew point. Question number 3. What is the measurement of absolute humidity? A. Cubic meter, B. Pounds of water per pound of dry air, or C. Barometer? The answer is B. Pounds of water per pound of dry air.